There's one chance we get in one shot at life. We know that. And if anything that the pandemic has taught us, which has always been there, okay, it's always been there. Don't be fooled like all of a sudden there's so many more deaths, but the flu didn't have a lot of deaths. We know that there was always a lot of death. You're just have certain things shoved in front of you now. But we need to know one thing, as far as whatever your belief is, maybe you have one shot in this body. The cool thing about the food dog training is whatever you believe in and whatever you want to do and whatever you choose, I'm perfectly fine with that. And if that's okay, can you type in okay in the chat bar? I won't force my beliefs on you. I won't force how you should think. I won't force you should do, you shouldn't do. And one thing I won't do, if it's okay with you, I won't shame the shit out of you. Is that okay if I don't shame you? Because you could get enough of that in the world today. But too many people, I do believe, are playing small. Now, when I say small, I don't want to belittle you or anything. I'm saying small to your potential that you were given. And I get it, because you might have been beat up a little bit. You might have been pushed down to life a little bit. The recession in 2008 or whatever might have throat chopped you a little bit, right? And it forced you to kind of shrink yourself. But when you play big, you create an amazing life. And everyone has more. I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm doing good, Mike, and I'm wealthy, and I'm the financial free. And I said, okay, are you done? You guys tell me in the chat bar, do you think there's a time in life that it's going to be healthy to stop growing? Type in growing in the chat bar. Do you think that there's a time? There's never going to be a time when you stop growing, your brain stops linking things together and it starts to reverse itself. Does anybody have older parents? Type in older in the chat bar. They start losing sequence, they start losing thoughts, they start repeating themselves. Now, yes, there's a lot of, scientific reasons why, but the one thing we know for sure is where there's one 80-year-old person who can't remember their thoughts, there's also an 80-year-old person who's running 10 companies and growing things and running triathlons. What's the difference between the two? Now, I get it. There's a lot of differences, but let me give you one. I guarantee the one who's doing more has never stopped growing. If you think that's possible, can you type in possible in the chat bar? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people say, well, I don't know what you're going to say next, Mike. I don't know if I like it. You're in control. No, Mike. You don't understand. The people that tell me to wear masks, they're in control. The government's in control. The cops are in control, and the rules are in control. No. You're in control. Now, I'm not telling you to become rebellious or something. I'm telling you, first, you have to understand you're in control of your own mind. Unless you're locked in a room where they got you hooked up to drugs and probes, guess what? You're in control of your mind. And as long as you're in control of your mind, you're in control of different things you can do. And this allows you to make big moves to create the life you want. Now, you're probably going to have to break a cycle. Write this down, and this is only my belief. In order to grow, something else must die. In order to grow, something else might die. And I'm going to give you the simplest thing that must die. A thought. Can you write that down? A thought. An old thought has to die for a new growth to come in. Because I know this, because at one time I didn't think I was going to be able to grow a business. I didn't think I was going to be able to grow certain things. I didn't think I was going to be able to, become a level of mastery in martial arts until I killed the thought of thinking, right? Like thinking that it's not versus it can be. Hey, Jen, can you do me a quick favor? Quick intermission. 1 second, guys. Can you kill the heat in here? I'm melting to death. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm running real hot for you. So I got to maintain my temperature. You'll just be looking at the screen and I'll self-combust right here. Yes, send me snowman thoughts. Okay, now don't let anyone else tell you how to live. Now, I want you to think about this a minute. When you let other people tell you how to live, how to think, and how to do, all you have is write these two words down: regret and resistance. Regret and resistance. Regret because you're like, oh, I wanted to do all these things and I didn't. It's because of you and you and you. And resistance because you're like, oh, now I'm going to push back, right? Just keep writing this down. You are in control. Now, the only way to create a big life is to make a big move. I already know that for those of you on here, that you're big move makers because you showed up. And I'm sure there was a whole lot of reasons for people not to show up, right? I mean, Netflix is on tonight. YouTube is on. Lots of TikTok videos are waiting for you. But you already made a move. You said, you know what? This is resonating with me. I'm compelled to show up. Let me show up. Now, you didn't show up for me. You showed up because you know there's a big move you've been waiting to make. And you either feel you need permission, or you need to be empowered, or you need to feel a sense of motivation to do that. Do not wait